Well, welcome to another month of What Is It?
What is it? Come and see here at Manna University.
So hi guys, welcome back. It is What Is It? We are here. We are so excited to bring this month's edition of What Is It to you. We are all about 3 specific things at Manna University: educate, equip, and empower, which is basically what this podcast is all about. What is it? Well, that's Manna. You ever heard of Manna? Yeah. Manna University. That's us. And so we named our podcast, What Is It? We're so grateful that you're here. And we're grateful for our guest. Y'all, I'm so excited because our guest today is actually one of my absolute closest friends. It's almost weird to call her friend at this point because we've been doing life together for so long that she's more like sister than friend. So anytime I say friend, it just seems weird. You know when you've got one of those, when it just seems weird. So I'm going to let my sister introduce herself and tell you a little bit about who she is.
Well, hello, everyone. My name is Sherita. I am a mom of 5. Less than 30 days into chapter 42. I'm a worship leader. I work a full-time and a part-time job. And I'm a member of the SGA here at Manna University.
Mm-hmm. And for those of you who don't know what an SGA is, that is the Student Government Association. So that's something that you have in high school and in college, yes. And I know we had it in middle school. I don't know. Did y'all even know? We had SGA in middle school too. And so, of course, it looks a little bit different from middle school to college.
Yes.
I'm most certain. But here we are. So we're so glad to have you with us. You are a current student.
Yes.
Current.
I am.
Okay.
Yes.
This is going to be good, right? Because everybody we've had on the podcast up to this point is alum or a professor or the president of the university, but we have yet to have a current student. So this is going to be really exciting because the things that she says are things that are currently the case for our university. I have not been a student at Manna U since 2023.
Okay.
So it's been a minute. So the things that I remember as a student may be different than what Sherita has as a student. So we're going to get started.
All right.
And I'm excited.
Me too.
If I could just say that again, I'm excited. Okay, here we go. So we're going to start with educate, as we always do.
Mm-hmm.
Sherita, you're a current student at Manna University.
Yes.
What is your degree?
Mm-hmm.
And why did you choose Manna University to be the place where you get educated?
Well, my degree is an associate's in Christian leadership.
Okay.
And I chose Manna because it's the place where I felt most at home. And, I've been going to Manna for over 20 years now. And I feel like the VAMs that they play on Sunday morning is a good way to kind of keep you motivated to join a school that, sign up for a school that, keeps you motivated and,
So when you say you've been a part of Manna for a long time, you're talking about Manna Church.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's one of those things I always want to remind people because we say Manna and we just say it because we know at that moment if we're talking about Manna Church or Manna University.
Yes.
In this context, usually we're talking about Manna University, but because a lot of us are also members, serve team members at Manna Church, when you hear her say she's been doing, at Manna for 20 years, she's referring to the
Manna
church. Tell us a little bit about what you do at Manna Church.
So at Manna Church, I do a couple of things. I am on the worship team, so I'm a worship leader on Sunday mornings, and I can be found at any given site because it's what I love to do. I love to worship. I love to sing. I also am in the Manna Kids, in there with the infants.
Because babies.
They're the best. They're the greatest.
Yeah, she said those were her words. They weren't my words. They were her words. Just putting that out there. I serve there too. And I love serving. I do love serving.
But also I am on the host team from time to time as needed. So you can see me at the doors or standing out in the halls greeting as people come in and out of services. So, yeah.
Wow, so you do just a little bit of everything.
Everything.
And all of those are serve team specific,
Yes,
correct?
they are.
So at Manna Church, we use the word serve to describe what most people would describe or use volunteer.
Yeah.
Just saying the word felt a little weird because we
does.
don't say volunteer very often. We say serve. So
Yes.
she's a serve team member in several different aspects.
Yes.
And how long have you been serving in these different areas?
Oh, wow.
I mean, you've been at Manna Church for 20 years.
So I can say about 20 years.
Wow. Okay. So
I
you
jumped
jumped right
right
in.
in. I
Okay.
did.
All right.
did.
That's awesome. Okay. So now, like I said, I know you pretty well.
Yes.
To say the least. And I know that it's been a while since you were actually in school.
Yes.
How long has it been, and why did you choose now to go back to school after all these years?
So I'm going to date myself a bit.
That's all right.
I graduated high school in 2001. So
She
it's
looked
been
good.
that long
She
since
was good. I'm
thank
just
you.
saying. You're welcome.
It's been that long since I've been in school. And what has me going to school now is I have children who I try to motivate to finish school, to stay encouraged to be in school. And I felt what better way to encourage them by finishing myself. Because I didn't finish school. I dropped out of college and had my first child. So
Yeah.
here I am.
Here you are.
Making sure they finish school.
Wow, that's an interesting take on going back to school.
Yes.
Because you didn't necessarily do it just for you.
No.
Wow, like that's kind of a big deal. Most people who go to college, to university, they're going because they have a specific goal in mind. They
Yes.
have a plan. This is what I want to be when I grow up,
Right.
so to speak. But yours was more of a, this is what I want you to see that you can be when you grow up
Yes.
kind of thing.
Yes.
Oh, I like that. So in a way, you're kind of educating so you can equip and empower your kids.
My children.
Listen,
yes.
anytime I get a chance to throw educate, equip, and empower into a conversation, I promise you I will do it.
Yes.
That's so good. I love that. You are probably the first person that I've heard say, I'm doing this more for, I'm sure that a lot of us, when we go to school, we have our kids in mind.
Yes.
But your reasoning, your top reason was about them.
Yes.
Is there any other reasons that go along with it?
There are, because I wanted to further my knowledge in the Bible and the Word, and I felt what better way to do that than to join Manna University, because I felt that I could get, we're teaching, Manna Church is a teaching church. So I felt taught, and I wanted further teaching.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
I signed up.
That's good. I think about the fact that people often talk about, okay, well, if I go to Manna University, like, what am I going to go for? Like, I don't even know what I want to do. And you're saying not only did you go so that you can show your kids the way by walking it out, but you also do it because you just want to learn how to dig deeper into God's word.
Yes.
Do you feel like you've been able to
Oh, absolutely.
do that? Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's good. All right, so we're going to move on to our next portion, which is equip. So you are a part of Manna University's Student SGA, or the Student Government Association. What is the position? How long have you been a part of it? And what is it that made you feel equipped, so to speak, to sign up to be a part of the SGA?
Okay, so currently I am the Student Government Association. My role is student body
Vice president.
Vice president of student activities, but now I am vice president of the student body.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice. And that's a relatively new role,
It
right?
is.
So
It is.
you haven't really got to experience that one yet.
No.
So let's talk about VP of
Student activities.
What
Yes.
was that like?
So that was basically me joining in with the rest of the student, the SGA, to make sure that the students around the world and here at Manna University
On site.
yes, that they have fun activities, ways to connect, join with each other, whether it be online or in person. So we had games, we had, food, we had fun, we had things for them to respond to online. So it was
I think I came to a fall festival once that the SGA put on. So those are the kind of things.
Yes, we do many different activities.
Nice. And the purpose of that is engagement?
It's engagement, it's involvement, it's, connection.
Yeah, because, we need that even as college students.
Yes.
Right? Just because we're no longer middle school, high school doesn't mean that we don't need to be engaged. We still need to be engaged. And what's life if you're not doing it in the context of relationships? That's good. Okay, good. So you said you are the currently
Vice President
of
the student body.
Your position was Vice President of Student Activities.
Yes.
Okay. So how long have you been SGA altogether?
I believe since 2024.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So so this is still somewhat of a new thing for you.
It is.
Now, what was the thing that empowered you to, equipped you to want to do the SGA?
So to be honest, I didn't feel equipped.
Oh.
I didn't. I didn't feel like this was something I could do. Yeah.
How often do we feel not equipped to do things and yet
Here we
them
are.
anyway? All right, so tell us more about that. That's good.
So I didn't feel equipped. I wanted to stay kind of to myself in my closet, but Manna University doesn't allow that. They don't.
We've heard that quite a few times on this podcast, I think.
I have people encouraging me, people, speaking into my life and helping me stay positive. So I had people, telling me, you can do this. This is something you can do. This is something I see you doing. So they spoke into what I felt was, something I wanted to keep tucked down. I just wanted to learn, but no, they're pushing me to do more and to be more.
That's good. That's good. So in the idea of doing this thing that you didn't feel equipped to do, you were being equipped to do in the process. That's a key thing, I think, because a lot of times we think we have to know what we're doing. We have to be equipped and able to do it.
Yes.
But if you go to a university like Manna University, then even when you're not equipped coming in, you will become equipped.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. That's good. I think that's one of those things that I think honestly people need to hear, because there's a lot of people who will shy away from doing something just because they feel like they're not equipped to do it, because they don't have the training, or the reality is this, right? We'll never have everything we need to do the thing. I think I was listening to Craig Rochelle just this morning, which is usually what I'm doing. And he said usually when you are given this position or you're invited into something and you feel like you're not equipped to do it, or you're not able to do it because you don't have the time or the money or the skills or the talents or whatever. Yeah, it's probably exactly when you're supposed to be doing it. Also, I want to say it was Pastor Michael Fletcher who said, if you are ready, you're usually too late. And so this was one of those situations where you weren't ready.
I was not ready.
But here you are, and you went for a round 2 and and won. So there's that. Okay, that's awesome. So for those of you out there who have anything that you feel like you want to do, you're considering doing, maybe you're not considering, but somebody said to you, I see this for you, and you feel like you're not equipped. At Manna University, that's not, shall I say, an excuse?
It's not.
Because you can't use it because we're going to equip you.
Yes,
right. Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay. How does being a student and SGA member at Manna University help you to equip your children? So we talked about you have 5 kids, right? That's big girl business as far as I'm concerned, right? More kids than I got. So, anything more than I got is big girl business. I'm just going to be honest with you. How do you take all of what you've got and use that to equip them for the very things that they may feel like they're not equipped to do?
So I feel like when it comes to my children, they are the saying monkey see, monkey do. I feel like if they see me doing what it is that I'm trying to speak into them, they'll end up doing it. And we're breaking generational curses because I have sons who already graduated high school, and I have a daughter who will be a senior, who will be a senior this year. And there have been talks of not wanting to finish school, wanting to hurry up and get out. And I feel like them seeing me go through Manna University, sticking it out, the homework, getting the job done, when they see that in me, it motivates them. So the tools that I'm giving them is showing them, leading them, and directing them on what to do.
That's so good. That's so good. Because a lot of times we hear, like, you can do it, or we grew up, I think we both grew up with that idea of do as I say, not as I do kind of mentality. Yes. And I don't know why, because it never really worked. It was one of those things where it's like, I hear what you're saying, but if you can do it, why can't I do it? I don't understand. So I'm just going to do what you do. And for some of us, if our parents weren't doing the best, then we're going to leave that right where it is. Just put that right there. But anyway, here you are saying, do as I say and as I do, because I'm going to show you how to walk this thing out. I'm going to be the one who's going to actually take the steps in front of you. So that you can see that you can do it. And they're young, right? They don't have kids. They don't have full-time. Well, some of them have full-time jobs. Have full-time jobs. Some of them have kids. Well, no, not yet. Listen, but some of them are older. Yes. So tell us their ages.
So I have a son who's 22. I have a son who's soon to be 21. Wow. My daughter in high school is 17. She'll be 18 this year. And I have an 11 and 12-year-old. So you've got some that are already starting to really walk life out, right? And you've got some who are still under your roof, and you're just you're still spearheading that idea of, hey, do as I say and as I do. Do as I say because I'm your mom and I told you to. Amen.
No? Is that? Because we already said we don't gentle parent. No. Anyway, we didn't say it yet, but we're saying it now. But then the do as I... And as I do is, I'm not going to just tell you the right things to do. I'm going to show you the right things to do. And so,
doing my best.
And so you said breaking generational curses. What does that look like?
So in my family, we had, women dropping out of high school, having children. The guys never finishing school, probably ending up in jail or worse. So we have... both of my sons both graduated high school, like I said, and my daughter possibly graduating early, so she's ready. And the two that are in middle school, they're just pushing their way, making their way.
And it's not always easy.
It's not.
It's not always easy.
No.
And yet here you are working towards breaking generational curses. For those of you who don't quite know what that means, a lot of times we adapt things from our family, that we're all kind of a product of our environment, right? So whatever your environment looks like, we're typically picking it up, even if it's things we don't want to pick up. So hear me, like, there are things we pick up that we actually don't even like, and we do those things unknowingly. And so when you become aware, we have the ability as believers to walk out what it looks like to break generational curses. And that means that we are breaking the curses that were put on us for our children. So it's not just me doing it for me. I'm actually doing it for the next generations. And even for those of you who don't have children yet, if that's something that you want, why not start breaking those generational curses now instead of waiting? One of the things that she said was, going off to college wasn't a thing. And now you've got these kids who are graduating from high school and they're doing things.
Yes.
We've got
So my oldest son, he is a merchant seaman.
mm-hmm.
And my second oldest son, he just graduated into the Navy.
I love it.
Yes.
So we are using the very tools that we are getting right here at Manna University
Yes.
for things at home. Okay, I gotta bring this back. I feel like this is so important.
It is.
Right? Like, this is the first time I've been able to really hone in on this topic on this podcast, how the things that you learn here isn't just about a head knowledge. There's a heart knowledge involved. There's some things that you're going to do to walk things out for not just you, but for the generations after you. And who knows how that helps the generations that come before you to watch. I know your mom has watched you walk through some of these things, and she's extremely proud of you for being able to do that. Yeah, shout out to Mama Tammy. We love you. So one of those... As you talk about that, it makes me think of all those people who think about, oh, well, I don't really have any specific reasons to go to Manna University. She's learning how to break generational curses at a university.
Yes.
How many people can say that? I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there. That's all I'm saying. So, it's good. Okay. All right, let's move to my favorite segment, Empower.
Yes.
I love Empower. Okay. So as a current student who is also a mother, a worship leader, a full and part-time employee, an SGA member, we could keep going, but I'll stop there. What is one way that Manna U has empowered you to push through the busyness of your day to day?
So I can honestly say if I was doing this alone, I probably would have quit. And what I mean by that is I have people like the professors. They definitely reach out. They help you if you have questions. I've never felt that I was kind of teaching myself. And that also would have caused me to, drop the books and say, hey, I cannot do this. So having people to encourage and empower me has empowered me to keep going. So that's what I love. I love that I get to keep going and keep moving because I have people in my corner that won't let me stop.
And we're talking about professors. We're talking about
the SGA members.
Shout out to the SGA members. And the professors.
Yes.
Because what is a university without the teachers?
But I also have friends.
Ooh.
In my corner that encourage me, empower me, and equip me as well.
It's good. I'm gonna share a story that's about us that you may remember, but I remember.
I'm scared.
No, don't be. And I'm gonna try to do this without tearing up because you just said you have friends who encourage you, not just me, but
Right.
I remember the day you decided that you were going back to school. Do you remember?
I don't.
The day you decided that you were going back to school was on my graduation day.
Oh,
Do you remember that?
Yes.
I
Yes,
remember after graduation, right after graduation, Yep. That's never happened before. I remember right after graduation, you said, I want this.
I do. Yeah.
It's scary, but I want this. It goes back to that walking it out and action it and then picking up. So I guess that doesn't work just for your children. That works for the people who are around you.
Yes.
Show me your friends, I'll show you your future, right?
Yes.
Shout out to Pastor Michael Fletcher for that one. That's where I got it from. Show me your friends, I'll show you your future. I will never forget that, hopefully, Lord willing, because my brain is starting to get old. But I'm praying I never forget that moment because it was right after graduation. And I want to say it was before we got outside and started taking the 5,000 1,000
Yeah, yeah.
pictures that we took.
I'll say 1 million. 5
Okay,
million.
okay, 5 million. We was taking pictures for probably an hour and a half. And I'll never forget, we were talking and we were hugging, and you said, I think I'm going back to school because I want this. Mm-hmm. And I asked you, I said, what's the this? And you said, the feeling of being able to say, I did it, I completed it, I didn't stop. And you said, but I'm scared.
Oh, yes.
And I think my words to you were something of the nature of, that's all right, you don't have to do it by yourself.
Yep.
And you have several friends that are either Manna University graduates, or are going to Manna University.
Yes. And I have a friend who literally just signed up. They start their classes in August. Shout out to Bree Grinke.
Yay! That's so exciting. I'm trying not to yell because I don't want to, ruffle the mic. But that's so exciting. Shout out, Bree. I love you. I'm so excited. Yes. So it's a thing.
It is.
It's a thing. And you want to be around those kind of people who bring that kind of joy, that kind of excitement into your life. Wow, I was not prepared for that. I didn't even think of that until you were talking about how friends. So for those of you out there who want to do something like this, if you don't have people around you that are pushing you along, if you don't have people around you who are saying, you can do this, I see this in you, maybe you need to re-up your friend game.
I'm a good friend.
She is a great friend, loyal to the fault, I'd say. But like for real, like, because that's big. I was just talking to Kate Murphy and Anna Wiggins about something. And when we were discussing it, we were talking about one of the things that we notice in this current society is that people are trying to do life by themselves. They're trying to do life alone. At Manna University, you're going to learn that not only should you not, but you actually can't. You actually can't. One, because you will epically fail, and two, because we won't let you. Period.
Amen.
That was good. Thank you for sharing that. Okay. Last question-ish. Okay. Empowerment is not just something you receive, but at some point, you have to empower others, right? What are some ways that you have empowered others since you started at Manna University on this journey? Like, how have you, outside of your kids, because that's a given.
Right.
How have you empowered others since you've been on your journey of empowerment at Manna U?
I think it's been seeing the excitement in me for others. Seeing that excitement has definitely motivated them to want to do this. I'm excited about being in school. I'm excited about learning. I'm excited about just everything Manna U. I'm excited about being in the SGA because it allows me to show others. I wholeheartedly believe that there is nothing more you can do than show, lead. I'm in school for Christian leadership. How can I lead if I'm standing in the background?
Ooh,
how can I lead and show someone else if I'm keeping my mouth closed? So I let them know, I encourage them, I empower them. It's definitely something that I enjoy doing. It gives me life.
That's good. And the enjoyment of it, though, are you honest about the hardships that come along with it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So being a mom, working 2 jobs, it's difficult to, keep the momentum of, being in class and the homework and the papers. The papers.
Oh, the papers.
They're great.
Shout out to papers.
But they are papers.
They are papers.
So, it takes time, and you have to be able to balance your time and your life. You have to be able to put all those things together And it's not easy, but like I said, I have people helping me, people encouraging me. And when I say helping me, I have people telling me, hey, use this book. You can go check out that book. The library is a great place to just find all the things that you need to help with those long papers. So absolutely, the hardships come with the territory.
Yeah. But I think the victory in the finish, right? When commencement comes and you're walking across the stage, I think the victory is I was able to do it in spite of all of the hardships.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, would you say that, now I'm throwing extra questions at you, I know. Would you say that the different aspects of your life, so you're a mom, you're a student, you work these 2 jobs, would you say all these different aspects of your life happen separately? You separate them, or are they combined?
They're all combined. There's no way you can do one without the other because it's a part of me. It's a part of who I am. So no, there is no separation.
Yeah.
Everything is done simultaneously. That word is a difficult word.
And you did it. And you did it. That's good.
But yes, it's all done together. It's one big happy family.
And has this training and this learning, this being educated and equipped at Manna University empowered, has it helped you on the jobs at all?
Oh my gosh. Yes, it has.
Okay, here we go. This is so exciting.
Full-time job that I've had for almost 17 years. Oof. And I believe that I took a class. Of course, I can't at the moment remember what that class was. But that class just showed me exactly how I'm supposed to walk out my day-to-day at work. Like making sure that I'm being the positive person, making sure that I'm staying in a good headspace. And I promise you, it has definitely helped me get through work. I probably would have left my job, even though I love it, had I not been equipped with the proper knowledge that I'm gaining at Manna University to make sure that I stay in a good space and stay joyful and laugh and sing and do all the things.
Wow, that's good. That's good. Well, I have enjoyed this segment. I have enjoyed talking to you about the real life aspects of a person who's doing everyday life.
Yes.
As well as being it almost gives that, but what excuse do you got though? I'm just saying. I'm not saying that to y'all. Y'all don't make excuses at all. But
She's
what I'm saying, because you're doing it, right? But I listen to you and I'm hearing you talking. It's like, hey, I've got 5 children. I'm working 2 jobs. I serve in multiple areas at my local church. I stay connected with my friends. Let's not forget that she's one of the leaders of a massive small group at Manna Church. Like all of these pieces, and yet you still do school and make really good grades in doing it. And so it sounds like a lot, but it's not impossible. But I think the key is God.
It is. First and foremost.
First and foremost.
Can't do it without him.
Can't do it without him.
I wouldn't.
No. Yeah, I'm going to leave that right where it is because the people who try don't understand at all. But, I'm just saying. Okay, so I said that was the last question, but I do have a bonus question that I give. I give everybody a bonus question, and it's always different. And so your bonus question is...
I'm not ready.
Okay. What is your favorite book of the Bible and why?
Oh, my God. I'm going to have to change it up because normally I would say, Esther?
That's,
That is my go-to. But I'm diving into the Psalms. The psalmist, I'm a worship leader, and those songs, you can let them sing to you. Let them sing to you. Let them speak to you. Let them encourage you. There's encouragement. There's the downfall. There's the uplift. There's a mix of everything, and the songs just play a big part of my story.
So you love the Psalms. Okay. I love that. That's great. You did switch it up. I just knew you were gonna say Esther.
Yeah.
I just knew you were gonna say Esther.
Definitely my favorite.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's awesome. All right. Well, listen, thanks for coming along this ride of like real life, practical, everyday things that we as a human race have to go through.
Yes.
And doing that while still being educated, equipped, and empowered. I think that is, man, this has been such a practical conversation.
Yes.
How do I walk out in my everyday life and add a education at a biblical higher learning institution on top of that? How do I do that? And so, and
What Nike say, just do it.
well, okay. She said, you just do it. That's how you do it. You just do it. I love that. And she can say it because she just did it.
Yes.
Like she's doing it. So
Yes.
that's so good. Thank you so much for being a guest.
Thank you for having me.
Telling us all your personal business, like, your age and how many kids you got. And
Hey, that's all right.
all the things. But all those things matter because there's somebody out there who's older who says, I'm too old to go back to college, or I'm too old to go back to school in general. There's somebody out there with a bunch of kids that says, I got too many kids to do this. There's somebody out there that's saying, I work a full-time job, I can't do this. There's somebody out there that's saying, well, I do a lot in my church community, so I can't do this. And I would say to you, well, she's doing all those things and then some, and she's doing it. So you can too. Yes. This has been wonderful. Thank you so much. Listen, you know what it is. Subscribe wherever you consume this content. We are on YouTube. We are on Spotify. We are on Apple Podcasts. So go check us out. What is it? Like, share, comment. This may not be for you specifically, but maybe you have a friend who you just had this conversation with, and this is going to be that motivator. Share it. We'd love to answer some questions and comments, so comment all of that. We thank you so much, and until next month.